Then I get
All right.
home because she likes my alone
All right,
time.
let's shorten this. Do you have a regular schedule that you get home at the same time every day?
No. So usually I'm home by myself for like an hour because she knows I like my man time and my alone time.
Well, why can't you cook dinner?
Because I don't know how to do that.
Well, you know what? If she left your ass, you'd have to figure it out, wouldn't you?
I go to Applebees.
Yeah, I'm sure the day is coming that she's going to leave your ass, so you may as well break out a cookbook.
This week on Positively Godless, we have a recap of last week's wonderful but shortened and cut down episode. Thanks to... Oh wait, I'm not going to spoil it because we figured out who messed up from last week. You'll be pleasantly surprised. Also, we have our very first segment of Homo Don't Play That, as well as a WTF, and a whole lot more.
And I got this set!
It looks the same to me.
Yeah, but it's in a different part of the house.
But we can't tell because we only ever see that behind you.
Crazy! Over, under, feeling crazy! It was no wonder, you're just making me crazy!
Tyler, do you have anything?
Nope, not a thing.
Okay. Does that sound good?
It's great.
Sounds
Tyler, do you have what you need?
orgasmic.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Positively Godless.
Turn that light off.
Scott, it makes you look decrepit.
All right, we are about to go to a two-person show here.
How you doing tonight?
Good.
Is that it?
What?
I'm one of your three co-hosts.
I said, how you doing tonight?
Yeah, but
I know you're one of my three co-hosts.
Yeah, I'm Scott Lawrence, Jerry Zoolander, and just Tyler.
Such an idiot.
I am.
Oh, so
We forgot how to do this for some reason. I don't know why.
I'm so tired. I keep saying this every week, but I have been so busy at work. We had like 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 studies today. So
I had not 4, not 3, but 2 emails the entire day.
How to survive?
You're a jerk right now. I don't like you.
You had
4
2
o'clock. I had 4 credit approvals to do. So
I was sleeping at one point.
We are losing viewers right now.
No, they want to hear about our lovely. This is. I had to pick up my vice president of the company from the train station today. On top of that, I was running around trying to make sure that people were directed to the right place, that they had everything that they needed, and that I was filling, my quotas today, and just so much. So
anyway,
I know Scott's high off of last week's episode.
I am. Yeah, well, we got trolled by somebody who we don't really talk about, and we won't mention his name. That we were bragging about how many views we got last week, and we're at 1,700, which is pretty damn cool. For us, and if we can brag about it, then heck, we're going to brag about it. We've always said that we're not about views, but it's neither here nor there. If we get that many views, that's pretty cool. So we can actually celebrate that. Right?
I wish I had my little champagne popper.
Yeah, I mean, I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, so at this point, we're going to start with the first of 281 comments. We're going to go through each one of these.
not.
And talk about all 17, 18 views.
I want to talk about the one that I sent you guys because I thought the screen name was awesome.
Go ahead and read it.
Oh, I don't have it up right now.
That's what you said to her.
Why? Why did I think that Scott would be prepared to talk about what he wanted to talk about this
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what? I got new set now, everyone. So we have a new set here
Yeah.
on my end.
Oh
so
yeah,
that's kind of cool.
because that is
It looks
the
better.
moment of the show.
It is. People care about that stuff. They probably don't, but whatever. Where the hell is it? Gosh, I sent you guys a photo. Oh,
Yep, it is.
there we go. I got it. This is from See You Next Tuesday. Matt couldn't even bring up one idea from his worldview and then ran away. Good work for J of the D. So I think today we're going to be, I kind of wanted to title this episode Split Decision, where we are the judges of this whole boxing match. And maybe talk about, I think we probably should talk about first is why the stream ended. Answer, we don't know. But we can actually talk about what we witnessed during that time of the last and final round. Anyone want to go ahead? Okay, so what happened was those two actually went at it, and they just swung at each other. It was Tyler's topic, but I think it shifted to, I want to say everything I possibly can say to you in this breath, is what I got out of it. Anyone now want to comment?
I mean, I think the whatever the reasons that they didn't want to address that particular topic, and I get it, Tyler. It's not anything. It wasn't anything against you. However,
I don't think it necessarily had as much to do with the topic as it did with, by that point, they were already so heated with each other that it just naturally derailed into a different conversation. And didn't even get going. So.
Yeah, it bums me out that it wasn't recorded, because that was the best part of the discussion, in my opinion. Because we were just like on what do we do here? We let them go, or
right?
No, I mean, I think first of all, I think that I don't know if it was both of them, but I do remember Matt specifically saying that he doesn't even know who's running. Well, for F's sake, he knows who's running. Everybody with half a brain knows who's running for freaking either side. They know who's running for the nomination on either side. I mean, I don't know why everybody just doesn't accept that Hillary Clinton's going to be the next president of the United States, and then I don't know why they just don't make her president now.
No,
I mean,
no, that's a nightmare. That's a nightmare. I don't want to. No, don't do that.
Oh man.
But I mean, come on.
Scott's pulling what little hair he has left out.
And you're the one to talk receding hairline. Come on, leave me alone.
Might be receding, but at least I still have it.
I still have it too.
You're all blotchy and...
I'm not blotchy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm growing it out. Anyway.
Yeah, so anyway.
Thank you.
For the little, but it was fine to kind of watch them like go back and kind of hash out, the first two topics a little bit and kind of tie it into the politics, but for Christ's sake, and I'm not saying that to be like
sacrilegious.
Yeah, or but everybody, you gotta know who's running for the nomination for president. It doesn't matter if you pay attention or not. You can't escape it. If you watch the news, even 5 minutes of any news channel, whether it be your local news station, whether it be CNN, MSNBC, or even if you subscribe to the theories of Fox News,
Right. But I think we should kind of back it up a little bit, just kind of like go like round by round. Is kind of what I was hoping to do. So, hi, head case. Never made a comment. Screw you. So I'm just kidding.
Wow.
Hi, Gavin.
God, you're gonna alienate our one true watcher
He
of the
knows
show.
he knows I'm joking. But here's what happened. We were supposed to go on at 7. We didn't go on until 7:15. Um, the four of us, including JD and Tyler and Jerry and I, waited. Like, what the hell's going on? Okay, sorry, I'm hearing noises in the background.
I think you just had a stroke.
My wife would take care of that. So I had to call Matt on his personal cell phone and wake him up from a nap. So I don't know if I want to give him the benefit of the doubt or whatever the case may be. But he was relatively crabby from the start. And then the rage quit happened. I think we should kind of start there with the whole him just screw you, I'm leaving. So anyway, the screw you, I'm leaving.
I'm paying attention.
Well, I'm waiting for you guys to talk. That's what we do for our show.
No, you talk. I just sit here and look pretty, and Tyler writes down the edits.
That's true. So everyone knows, like around the 20-minute mark, Matt left the show. It was when I watched it, and I'll be honest, I watched it like 4 times because I wanted to really get a feel of what the heck happened with their exchange. It's obvious they didn't like each other at all. They just dislike each other. But Matt, to me, was making every excuse not to do it. From I'm going to log off to take care of your child because your child is sick.
Which I get.
I get that too.
Yeah,
I get that too. But if JD has it handled, he's the parent, then let him handle it.
Right, but I can also understand. I mean, debate format or not. And I mean, again, we really, I don't know. We towed the line on, the calling it a debate versus a discussion and not wanting things to get too heated and all of that kind of stuff. But at the same point, even if it's not a debate, if it was just two people trying to have a discussion about something even semi-serious that they keep getting interrupted for, I mean, and I understand because I was in and out of most of that because that is earlier than we normally record. My kids were up, they're running around the house, and I had this thing on mute, but when there was something going on, that took priority and it took precedent. So I get that part from JD's side, but I can very much empathize with Matt on the side that, if you're truly trying to have a discussion about something and all of those distractions are there, how much are you really paying attention to that versus all the other distractions that are going on?
Right. I understand. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely get that. So maybe, obviously they're both at fault a little bit. But yeah, the biggest complaint from Matt was he's interrupting, or his opening question was a 3-part question. Look, Matt's a very, very smart guy, extremely intelligent person. He's fully capable of answering a 3-part question.
He just doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to. He didn't want to do the thing, period, in my opinion. Thoughts? I don't know.
Then why did he, though? That's the thing.
His commitment?
Exposure?
Well, exposure on our show is... I mean, his appearance on our show is more exposure for us, but...
maybe he was trying to be a Christian and help us out.
Well, I take that back because I went on the Bible Thumping Wingnut show on Sunday to kind of talk to him about how did he think he went. how did he think it went? And he was just complaining, like nonstop complaining about how JD would interrupt and wouldn't answer the right questions and stuff like that. He thought that we all did great. He actually, Jerry, complimented you on a.
Did he remember my name?
He called you Jest, and I had to correct him.
Okay.
I said his name is Jerry, but he's like Jerry. Even came on my side and said to JD, "You're not hearing what Matt's saying." And I don't remember which part that was.
I
I
think
think
I
that
was
was,
in. I think that was in the after show, maybe.
yeah, I think it may have been.
Because someone was trying to push him, but wasn't being totally clear, and so I had to step in because I saw I forget who it was, just trying to just maybe get a gotcha moment from Matt Slick, and I'm like, well, you can't get a gotcha moment if you don't pose your question clearly.
Yeah, I mean, he
So
complimented you, but of course he
no, Matt was saying.
commented.
I remember. I
Yeah, I mean,
remember.
he complimented you, but also he said the gay guy that's married to a man, but I can't acknowledge the fact that he's got a husband. I will say his partner, whatever he says. But he did say some nice things about you, and he thought that we all did very, very well in hosting our first debate, and I thought we did great too.
I did too. So I found a few comments.
Yeah, of the
So let me see
400
if I
we had
can.
or whatever.
There's 200 and something, which is pretty decent amount.
It's
I mean,
awesome. None from
one
Headcase.
said calm.org.
What?
Yeah, calm.org to control your anger.
Oh,
And Scott, you got one.
I did?
Yeah, somebody didn't like.
Me.
You said TWF. I find it a little ironic at 2140. Scott Lawrence says, "Oh my G dot dot dot." Isn't the phrase "positively godless" under Scott Lawrence's name? He says it twice for emphasis, not too consistent for an atheist. Could you choose better words that match your beliefs? Because when Matt
I know the part.
dropped, you went, "Oh my god."
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, here, calm.org to learn how to quit rage.
So the guy that called me out, I didn't see that comment, but oh my god, you actually took the time out. Thank you. It's all like it's. What am I supposed to say? Oh my gosh. Oh my golly.
Oh, I have one that I want to address now. I don't know if this person is going to be watching this episode or has any interest in coming back to us, but
Who was it?
Rory Reviewer.
Okay.
How exactly do you teach homosexuality in school?
Yeah.
This is how you do it. You don't tell children that homosexuality is bad, wrong, immoral, against nature, or anything of the sort. You teach children that homosexuality is just as natural as heterosexuality. That's all you do. You
Right.
take the negative out of it because there's nothing wrong with it, and there has never been anything wrong with it, and there never will be anything wrong with it. I cannot wait, though it'll never happen in my day, that till the time that everybody looks alike, talks alike, sounds alike, because everybody will be one big mutt mixed race. And then nobody will have anything to complain about. But until then, you just gotta let society be what it is and stop trying to fight it, because you're never gonna win.
Right.
That's how you teach homosexuality in school. And if you're not going to teach all facets of sexuality, then you shouldn't teach any of them.
Agreed. Tyler, what do you got? You've been kind of quiet, so I'd like to hear
Nothing.
from you. Okay. I would like to hear from you.
You said you wanted to go through the segments of the debate, and
Well, I want to hear your
we've
thoughts
so
on.
easily gotten derailed, just like always. So
We got derailed? What?
No, I did not.
My new cell phone I got is the LG. No, I'm kidding.
No, I mean, I
But
just
Scott,
overall,
really, come on, it's a joke.
Every time I
Don't
will
get
turn that
butthurt.
light. I will. That's the butthurt light. Every time I get butthurt, that's the
I'm gonna
butthurt
come
light.
smash it.
Phew.
Tyler would do that. He'd come over. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna run down the stairs real quick." I'm like, "Why?" I don't know. Look at something. 2 new guitars.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no, I mean, it's conflicting because, I mean, I thought that there were parts of it that went very well, and I thought that there were parts of it that were a complete disaster. So,
Well, then what was the parts to you that went well, and what were the disasters? Let's do that.
well, I think that once they actually somewhat got a dialogue going back and forth, and taking out all of the. Well, you are you going to ask me a question? You asked me 3 questions there. Okay. Well,
Right.
it's only in getting past that. Towards the end of each segment, minus a comment here and there from Matt of oh, you guys got 1 minute left. Well, I guess I can't give a response then because we only got I'm like, okay, but minus that stuff, I mean, we did actually start to get some stuff going, but yeah, I'm also glad that it, besides the initial dropout, that there was not any major fisticuffs and things going to blow. So
I mean, there was at the end, but that's what we didn't get on tape, and that's what bums me out.
yeah,
Well, I mean, we
but
didn't really tape anything, so.
Right. And the only thing I wish we had somebody as a backup. Yeah, that's.
Go ahead, Tyler.
Go ahead, Tyler. Sorry.
no, I don't know. I'm just Jerry.
Just Jerry.
You know how I am. I have to tease him. I have to bust him.
I missed that actually. So I have no idea what you just said there.
I said we didn't really tape anything.
Okay, I know we didn't tape anything.
What are you had stuck in 1993?
I mean, we may have, used some VCR. So we're not going round by round. I mean, round 2 was the homosexuality thing. Jerry, I think you already discussed that.
Oh,
Well,
I mean, there's nothing really to discuss. I mean, listen, people like Matt not going to change their minds. It's just not going to happen. And so I've stopped trying.
Right. So round 3. I don't know what they were fighting about at that point. Does anyone remember?
No, I think what happened was because someone was being such a baby in round 1 that they ended up going back to round 1.
Okay.
Because they spent most of round 1 arguing with each other of, you're interrupting me, no, you're interrupting me, no, you're interrupting me, no, you're not asking the right questions, no, you're asking the wrong question. So they ended up kind of going back to round 1 and, kind of tying it all up together a little bit. But it just... Round 3 was an S show of a topic because they didn't want to address the real question, and so I guess at that point we just said, forget it. Just go ahead and talk about what we're going to talk about for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah. I was like,
Which
go
was
on.
interesting to watch, to be honest with you. I'm a little I'm upset that that it didn't get caught. Do you think it might have had to do with something with the fact that when I set it up, we set it for an hour and a half?
Good, maybe, but it ended at hour 16. But
It ended at 1:14 and something, but
yeah,
we
so
were
it's right. We were 15
practically
minutes late.
16 minutes into it when we started.
Good, yeah,
Before
good
we went
question.
live.
Yeah, so wait a minute. Hey, here we are, Positive Godless. I didn't screw it up. Jerry did.
You were in charge. You're the one that let it go to 16 minutes before we went live.
No, Matt's sleeping ass. I'm gonna get him on right now because I'm so tempted just to say, hey, I'm not going to. I'm not gonna be somebody on YouTube who just wants views based on people he has on the show. Anyway, so you can bleep that out.
And it's staying in. My fart stayed in. Her birthday stayed in.
That's true. Your fart did stay in.
I was showing that to people.
No, his fart did not stay in. His fart came out. That's the reason why it was in the episode.
That's right. So I guess let's do this. If we're the judges of this heavyweight title event, who won and why? Whoever wants to go first.
I think we won.
Well, that's my
Good answer. Good answer.
No, hang on. That's my later question. That's my follow-up question. So between JD and Matt Slick, non-belief aside, who do you think did the best in the debate and why?
Neither one.
Really, why?
I don't think. I mean, honestly, I think that there was too much bickering and
Bad blood?
back and forth. I mean, I don't know.
Skirting the issue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to call it other than I just both of them had their things. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I just I don't think that there was a clear winner, and both sides are gonna say, oh well, JD won, oh well, Matt won, and they're both gonna say clearly. I don't even have to give any explanation as to why they won. It's just obvious. And I don't think that it is obvious. I don't think that there was a winner, personally, in my opinion. So,
all right, Jerry.
I think I'm gonna have to go with if I have to say it's a winner, that I didn't know that we were, saying one's a winner, one's a loser. But I get it. I think I'm gonna have to say that Matt did not win. And here's why. He kept referring to his website and the facts on his website. But where did those facts come from? Did they come from a source other than him?
Good question.
Because, he can put anything up on a website and call it fact.
Yeah.
I could make a website that says heterosexuality is gay and call it fact.
it's our new website, folks. Heterosexualityisgay.com.
That is awesome. I actually kind of like that website. Tyler said it was a draw. Jerry said JD.
I mean, JD wins clearly because his beard is awesome.
Right. Right. Okay, so Jerry's attracted to JD.
Those were not the words that came out of my
I'm
mouth.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Because I'm attracted to JD.
That's because you're gay.
Oh, yeah. Never mind. Don't tell my wife. So, here's
Gold Prius.
I do drive. Damn it. Um, here's my situation. You know, I'm a boxing fan. I love the sport. You got knocked down in the first round, and you rage quit. That's a knockdown, in my opinion. Um, Matt was in the second round was using the statistics about homosexuality. What Matt failed to mention, which he's mentioned in a previous discussion we had with JD, those statistics that he was talking about were from 1982, before the AIDS virus was even public. So he can't use those statistics as he was secretly referring to that he did in a previous discussion with JD Kain. So to me, he lost right there. He was bickering on how JD was asking the questions without answering the questions. Um, they were trying to have a discussion, and he made it very, very difficult because he's like, here's what you're doing, and here's what you're doing wrong. That's not a discussion. You can't correct somebody of how they're asked a question. If they ask a question, they ask a question. And if you refuse to answer it in a way of making excuses of how the question was asked, then you've lost again. So JD wins all the way. I like Matt. I think he's a great guy, but he just was not on his game. I know he was tired in the middle of the discussion when there was some silence when JD was taking care of his kid. You can hear Matt sigh and say, "I'm tired," and that's fine. But that's how I'm going to call it. So I think that we all are very, very honest as far as our views on people and how we perceive people. If Matt won the debate, if he did really well, I think we would say that. But obviously, he didn't do very well. So I think that the goes to JD Kane. What do you think, audience? Homework. I think your comments on the episode prior to this speak for themselves, but whatever. Wrap us up with a bow. We done talking about this?
I think so.
Yeah. Thank you all for watching. I know that 14 of you of the 1,700 that commented are going to watch this, but thank you for watching that episode. We really appreciate it. We'll do it again.
Out of the 1,700 views we had last week, only 14 of the people that watched last week are going to watch this week.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Who cares? We're not in it for the views. AB. Okay.
Sorry, Scott. I'm pretty sure that your erection gets a little bit bigger every time we get another 50 views.
I know. Hang on. I was on JD's show and he complimented us on getting over 1,000 views, and we were kind of joking about that. Then what the hell are we doing here? If we don't kind of get a little excited about a big episode where we get a lot of views, that's kind of cool.
Well, yeah, a big episode.
Yeah, and that was a pretty big episode. That was the largest yet, and we can't help but feel good about
of
people
course
watching our show and seeing what we do.
It was just a joke, for crying out loud.
But so what if I like the views that we get? That's great. I think it's awesome. I'm not going to make any excuse. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Oh, look, better people.
Did you drive a gold Prius?
I do.
You're not going to make an excuse. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the debut of Homer, don't play that. Homer, don't play that. Homer, don't play that.
Gosh, I wish I had some dance music like ready to be produced, ready to go.
All right. What the hell is going on over there?
Doing your background music.
Have you heard about this Texas Values Action Group?
What the F?
Texas Values Action
Home, I don't play that.
is the new advocacy and legislative action arm of Texas Values. Texas Values Action operates as a 501c4 nonprofit lobbying and advocacy organization that directly advocates for faith, family, and freedom in the political arena. Texas Values Action shares the Texas Values mission and vision of standing for biblical, Judeo-Christian values to ensure that Texas is a state in which religious liberty flourishes, families prosper, and every human life. Something, because that doesn't make sense. Okay? Now, this is from the txvaluesaction.org website under About. The reason I wanted to tell you about Texas Values Action first is because on Tuesday, Houston went back to 1954. Did you hear about this?
I've not, so.
Scott, you've not heard about this. HERO, H-E-R-O, which I believe stands for Houston Equal Rights Ordinance. Okay. Oh, wow, I was right. The Houston Equal Rights Ordinance.
Yay, Jerry was right about something.
Yay! See, I'm not always wrong. Okay, so basically to sum it up, this HERO ordinance, this thing, was passed in Houston. Houston, first of all, is the fourth largest city in the country? But
is it?
I think so. I think that's what I heard. But it is the only city in the entire United States that does not have equal rights protection. Okay? And I'm talking about equal rights protection for persons of color older than 65, having babies, probably not Christian identified, lesbian, gay, bi, disabled, or just back from a third tour serving and protecting our country, or anything else. Okay? And this is in public accommodation, housing, just in general. Okay? So they had passed this law to protect everybody from discrimination. But the Texas Values Action Group did not like this law. So other Christians, and the right wing started dubbing this the bathroom ordinance and telling people that if you let HERO stay in effect, what you're essentially saying is men can dress up as women, go into the women's room, and molest little girls. But this does not happen. And what's to prevent men from dressing as women, going into women's bathrooms, and molesting little girls now? So, good job, Houston, for letting the Christian right wing scare you to death about something that doesn't even happen. And good job going back to 1954. You will never see me in your city. You will never have any of my money in your city. And frankly, you're a little cuckoo.
Well, this is something that Ridgeway does this is something that Ridgeway does all the time.
Yeah, hang on.
Sorry.
Scott, I don't mean to interrupt, but
It's okay.
just to backtrack real quick and to be clear.
Okay.
This HERO ordinance was not something that was in effect that got repealed. This was something that they were trying to get passed for the first time because of the fact that Houston does not have any of these things on the books currently, the whole purpose for it was to get passed for equal rights protection within Houston, and it failed because of all of the fear-mongering that was done.
Yeah, I
and
mean,
did
like
not
the
get
the
passed.
opposition really just didn't want to like let it be because they didn't want to have simply because they didn't want to have protection for LGBT
Correct. No,
people.
that's absolutely correct. But it's not like something had been passed and now the rights that people had were being stripped away. If that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I
I
mean, and
thought it
there's
had been like put in force by the legislature,
no,
and
no,
then
no, 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 no. This was the initial vote to get it to pass through, and it failed miserably because of all of the fear mongering.
well, I'm sorry, but I'll say it again: civil rights do not belong on the general ballot. I don't want anybody else deciding what's right for me that has a part like I don't want the general public deciding what's right for me. Because I don't get to decide what's right for the general public. Because if I had it my way, them bitches would be knocked over the head with something. That's for sure.
But the government is all right to determine those things for us.
Well, I mean,
Ooh.
this is why we have all of the branches of the government. You know, I mean, this is why we have the Supreme Court. Is there any Supreme Court ruling that you don't agree with?
Citizens United. It's the first one I can think of off the top of my head.
Refresh my memory on them. 'Cause I know that they're
Citizens
bad, but
United allowed for basically large. It's what allows the super PACs to exist.
okay.
And it's what allows all of this current. I mean, basically, the whole thing that Bernie is standing up
Right.
against is like the whole corruption in government and all this flood of money and all that kind of stuff. There are plenty of things that the Supreme Court has decided that I'm not necessarily with, but it's what can you do? I mean, the only way that you can effectively make a change is to get enough people elected into Congress and the Senate that are going to change it, and actually change the law, because the way that the Supreme Court looks at it is the way that the law is written.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same with any sort of, whether it's any religious legislation, whether it's, any anti-abortion or equal rights or whatever it is, the Supreme Court determines the validity of the law under the Constitution and the way
Mhm.
that it's written. And they determined, the Citizens United, they determined it that way because of the way that things are written, even though they may or may not agree with what it is. So,
Okay. So now my next question is, being that this group, Texas Action Values, a nonprofit organization, probably a nonprofit organization on the basis of religion.
probably. I don't know enough about their background, but yeah.
That basically affected quote unquote political change as a religious group. Should it stand or should it not stand if they're a religious group?
Well, ultimately, it doesn't matter if they're a religious group or not, because they weren't the ones that made the decision about the law. The voters were the ones that made the decision.
Okay.
They went to the polls, and whether they made their decision based off of the fear-mongering advertisements, like here in the Twin Cities, like Scott was trying to get into, and sorry, Scott, we can get back to you at some point here. But, when we had something similar, well, no, not similar, in the ordinance, we had a similar fear-mongering campaign going on because of the Minnesota High School Board trying to pass rules within the high school board regarding trans kids and bathrooms and locker rooms and all that kind of stuff, and the same kind of fear-mongering stuff with television ads and newspaper ads all went out about, how are you going to feel when a boy is free to stand next to your girl in the locker room, naked or whatever it was, and it was all of that kind of stuff that was going on. And to get back to your original question, what's to stop some guy from going in and doing that right now? And there isn't anything to stop it. The fear-mongering aspect is that, what they're saying right now is that, well, there's nothing stopping that guy except for the law, and the law will cause that person to think twice, or if they do actually end up doing it, then they'll get prosecuted by the law. But when you have this ordinance, then there's not going to be any laws about it anymore, and they're free to do whatever they want with no consequences, which is not true, because that's not what this was aiming to do. If you are an adult and you go into a locker room and you molest somebody, whether it's of the same sex or a different sex, that's still against the law.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how deeply rooted all of this bigotry and just pure hatred and discrimination that these people that decided to vote this thing down, it just shows how deeply seated all of that is. And it's
Do you think that, and this may be a stretch, and I'm sorry, I just remember like 5-6 years ago when they passed the gun law here in Minnesota, the conceal and carry, a lot of the liberal left were thinking, oh my gosh, there's going to be a bunch of uproar and people could be killing people and all that stuff. Isn't this kind of in the same light, in a sense? Kind of the same argument from different sides. Does that make sense, what I'm saying?
I see where you're going with that. I can't. I mean,
it's in relatively good company because the extreme left was thinking this, and now the extreme right is thinking this.
Okay, so
I get what you're saying, but I think where the analogy breaks down is the fact that owning a gun is a choice.
Right.
Okay? And people will say that it's a right under the Second Amendment, and we can have that dialogue at some point. But being black or being gay or being trans, none of that
it's a choice.
Is a choice.
Like, hey, I'm going to choose to be discriminated today.
Right. And and you know what? And the gun owners will claim discrimination all day long.
Right, yeah.
But you know what? That's
okay,
all
you
right?
need to mark your shit down.
Stop talking, okay? It's okay, because you know what? You're not being discriminated against. Okay? If you choose to own a gun, fine. That is your right to own a gun. Okay? But if you choose to be irresponsible with that,
it's on you.
That's completely on you. And if there are other people that choose to be irresponsible with that, that's all on them. So it's having a gun and waving that around, even if you are the type of person that is you're carrying it around for your own protection, and I would never use it in public. How many times every month do we hear about somebody who accidentally shot themselves? There's some guy in a movie theater just a couple of weeks ago. He was just sitting. He sat down in a movie theater to watch a movie, and his handgun discharged, and he shot himself in the leg.
I didn't hear about this, but I didn't hear about this. Sorry.
What? Whose fault is that? It's his own fault.
For not having the safety on.
Yeah, whatever the case. I don't know if it was because of the safety or whatever, but whatever the case is, okay? When you walk into a theater and you get 15 people staring you down and watching your every move because you're black, that's not a choice that you made.
Right.
And so that's and Scott, I'm sorry, I'm this is not meant
okay.
to become off as an attack on you, but I know where you were going with that, and I think that there are definitely and probably analogies from the left side that could work with that. But as far as the gun thing, I don't think that
Right.
holds. I
I was just grasping at straws at this point. So yeah, I was trying to think of something to kind of compare it to, and my mind's a little scatterbrained right now. So sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
But anyway, wrap this with the bow.
Jerry, do you have anything more?
Yeah, this is your segment, Jerry. Sorry.
Sorry, I hijacked that.
No. It's fine. I mean, that's what we're all about.
That's what we do.
I'm just. It baffles my mind. It really baffles my mind. Like, now Houston, Texas. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised at anything that comes out of Texas.
That was what I was going to say.
Right. I was gonna say.
The only thing that doesn't have me surprised is the fact that it's Houston.
Right.
If it was Austin,
Austin would be a different story.
Because Austin is the only blue sphere within that state. But
yeah, that's
I thought Houston elected and re-elected a lesbian as mayor.
I don't know.
I don't know that either. So
Mayor of Houston. Why did it go to Yahoo as my...
I know that Austin is all like, hey, nudity, cool. Gay pride.
Mayor Parker is Houston's 61st mayor and one of only 2 women to hold the city's elected office.
Well, she's not yet a lesbian.
She certainly looks like...
I'm trying here desperately.
Yeah, you are just off your game tonight.
Well,
Anise Parker.
you know why.
I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to Google it because, I did say that Carson Daly was gay and that wasn't true. So, I mean, I'm not,
No, Carson Daly is most certainly gay.
No, that person that I said he was dating that I thought was a man is not a woman. Or is not a man.
Freudian slip.
She's a Democrat. Her spouse is Kathy Hubbard. I don't know one man named Kathy. So yeah, I'm sure someone watching, if they want to correct me or not, they're pretty sure that they've elected a lesbian mayor, yet they don't want equal protection for themselves.
Head case, get on it.
Like, I don't get it, because this ordinance should and will encompass all. Black, white, gay, straight, religion, non-religion. It just say that you cannot discriminate against people in housing and public accommodations. I mean, for crying out loud, the transgender woman that is now not going to be able to go to the bathroom in the women's bathroom and is going to be forced to go into the men's bathroom because they want people to go into the bathroom that their gender like physical gender identifies with, not necessarily that they gender identify with. It, it homo don't play that. Homo does not play stupidity. It's stupidity. And I don't know what happened. And, maybe people got confused what they were voting for. Maybe it was worded differently, like Prop 8 was in California, and people got confused. Or maybe, just maybe, the gerrymandering and all of the other district realigning that happens just made it hard, and the voter ID laws just made it hard for people to go out and vote. And they're getting what they want. I don't know. It's just stupid. I can't anymore. I'm done.
Homo don't play that.
I'm gonna play that.
Well, all right. WTF.
What the?
That's what I said when I cut my finger at work.
So I put the story in the side chat for you guys to look at.
Yes, you did.
So I think there's a video, so try to pause the video if you can. If you can, that's fine. But this happened in this area of the Twin Cities that is kind of like the white trash area of Minneapolis.
That's where you live, right?
No, I do not.
That's where he grew up.
Yes, that's true.
It's different.
Woman attacked Applebees. Woman attacked Applebees for speaking a foreign language.
By the way, Applebee's is my favorite restaurant.
We just
Only
had
Applebee's can cook a steak. Nobody else can cook a steak but Applebee's. But I digress.
We just had Applebee's for dinner, so that's what I was eating when you called me today. So a Ramsey woman is facing assault charges after she reportedly attacked another woman at Applebee's in Coon Rapids, Minnesota, for speaking a foreign language. I was sitting and I turned around and all of a sudden I feel something thrown in my face. Boom, my cousin started screaming and everyone started to run away.
Asthma Jamma.
Thank you. Oh, hold on. I got to turn this shit down. Okay.
Just hit the pause button. I can hear it.
I did. I did. Sorry. So Jody Marine Bouchard Reish, how many names do you have? 43 of Ramsey and her husband were eating at Applebee's on October 30th. According to the criminal complaint, witnesses say the pair was upset at the victim, who was sitting in a booth next to them and speaking a foreign language. Managers asked them to leave the restaurant, and she refused. And she threw her drink in Jama's on Jama and smashed a beer mug across her face in a roundhouse punch motion before fleeing the scene.
Which none of this is funny, by the way.
I never said it was funny.
No, you were kind of laughing.
I'm trying to picture myself, belly up at the bar, with my Budweiser in hand.
Your Budweiser light.
with my lovely muffin, sitting next to me on her phone, ignoring every word I have to say, and then all of a sudden this stuff rings out. Like, what do you do in a situation with that? I mean, I feel for this poor woman who
pull out your camera phone.
That's probably what I do, or I'd say I'm low on battery. Elsa, can I have your phone? And this roundhouse beer mugs punch of this poor woman. I what the F? I don't.
There is really nothing funny about this.
No, there's nothing funny about it at all. I'm not trying to make a mockery of it. I'm just saying that there's people like this who are so angry that other people speak different languages, and they're just having dinner. They're just enjoying a time with a family or friend. And Kim Davis?
No, this is the woman.
I know, I'm kidding.
I mean, look at that. Ugh.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing funny about
I mean,
this.
that right there, that's Coon Rapids material right there.
That is the Coon Rapids city flag right now.
Wonder how many
Ugh.
teeth she has.
Just absolutely awful.
Yeah,
Like,
and I'm not laughing at it. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying, it's just like, oh my god, or gosh, excuse me, um, that you have to get so angry that a person that's sitting next to you or behind you or wherever the booth or table was, that you felt so compelled that one, pour water or a drink over their head and then roundhouse left Mike Tyson hooked him with a beer mug.
All while saying, I'm a good Christian woman.
I mean, come on. Anything? Anybody?
I don't know. I think I'm speechless on that. Like,
Right.
did you see that the commercial for that website? I forget what it's called. But people are shopping on this website and they're getting these amazing deals and their heads blow up and this purple
Yeah, I
smoke
did see
comes
that.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I could do that.
Tyler, you're the editor, so get on that. No? Okay. Um, thoughts on that little.
It blows my mind. It really blows my mind.
Yeah. I just. Mine as well.
so
Tyler.
you didn't. I just wanted to finish here because you didn't finish reading the story.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, Jama suffered deep cuts on her nose and lower lip. Emotionally, that has destroyed me, Jama said. I've lived in Minnesota for 15 years. Never had anyone even look at me weird for not speaking English or wearing a hijab. I've seen hate crimes on TV, but for it to happen to me, I'm really a different person. I don't like it. And this Burchard Rich is being charged with 1 count of third-degree assault. So, which then I got curious about that, and I was like, well, what are the different degrees of assault in Minnesota? Third-degree assault is a felony and means a possible 5 years in prison and a $10,000 fine. In order to be convicted of third-degree assault, you need to have caused substantial body harm, which usually means a serious injury such as a broken bone or semi-permanent injury.
Yeah, and I looked at the Anoka County Jail roster to see if she was in there. I didn't see her, and I actually go in there just because the website actually has a mugshot, so I kind of like.
You just want to make sure that your name's not on the roster.
Well,
He's
if it was on the roster, I'd be there and not here recording. So,
yeah.
unless I
Let
was
him
on
finish.
work release. No, I didn't see her on there because I wanted to kind of read more and see if she had any other, charges on other counties and stuff like that because they linked the other counties. Which
I mean, yeah.
So third degree, 5 years, $10,000. Second
Up
degree.
to, I mean, it's most likely that she'll probably have to pay a fine and won't get any prison time, maybe some probation or something. I mean, unless she's got a previous record and.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna.
Let me add a little extension because I watched the news today when I got home. They said that the Applebee's employees were, very, very quick to
Diffuse the situation.
Diffuse the situation. And this woman was drunk, obviously, and she was trying to leave. And they managed to kind of keep her there long enough for police to arrive and arrest her. So that's how they got her. It wasn't a matter of like her just beating the crap out of this poor woman. That she was actually trying to flee, and they managed to kind of keep her in eyes view of the situation. So that's what I have for the WTF. Do we have anything else that we want to discuss?
My lips look really, really good right now. Like, I just want to eat them.
Wow.
Bye.
Oh, they look pink and full.
Bye.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
I love love when we end the show stupid like that.
Sorry, sorry, I was bummed out.
Thank you for watching Positively Godless. Look at the links below or in the screen or wherever they are. And talk to us. Bye.
Stupid.
What?
That was awful.
It's still recording.
The wah pedal like hooked up right now, just so I can make that porn music.
Wow.
I think this light looks better.
I think you look like you're about to die
Why?
because your skin.
Because
Because I'm
your
tan?
skin-
I'm a
You're
tan.
not tan. You're yellow. They call me mellow yellow.
I think we look good this way.
No. Nope. It's just an unnatural color.
Now I got a brighter light.
So that you'll be pale as a ghost?
Like you, yes.
Well, I'm
Aw.
pale because that's why I still look 15 and you look 50.
No, I do not look 50.
I don't go out in the sun and destroy my skin.
Neither do I. Yeah, I do, but
You looked like John Boehner and Michael Jackson had a child together.
who's John Boehner? Hey everybody, welcome to this week's Hey everybody, welcome to this. Hey everybody, welcome to this week's God damn it!
Well, I mean, I've been dumping, but like, I mean, I haven't had like a good, healthy, like massive. You have that one, like right after your coffee that it just makes everything just feel better.
I'm okay. I backed up and the headphones flung off, and they're laughing at me now.
I'll email you the picture that you can update into the credits.
No, we're still recording. Why are you
Hi,
looking at me like
Muffin.
it's hi muffin?
Hi, chocolate chip.
Jerry says hi, chocolate chip. Do you want to say hi to him quick?
No, I don't.
Why?
It just worked out. I was sweating.
Oh yeah.
I like looking at sweaty boobies.
Oh.